Hey there folks, Armagedd's here, bringing you another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at another Dragon Ball Z figure in the S.H. Figuarts line. And we're going to be taking a look at Trunks today. He is one of the newer releases. I believe he came out right before Super Saiyan Gohan, the San Diego Comic-Con release version of him. I'm not really sure. I got into these guys kind of late, so my dates are a little off. But he is a great figure like all the others. First we'll take a look at the box. You know, just like with the Gohan figure and all the others, I love the boxes. I believe in Japan he was a Tamashii Web exclusive, so you got a lot of, you got your normal stickers over here. The Dragon Ball Z sticker covers the Dragon Ball Kai logo. This one was, of course, produced by Bluefin, or distributed by Bluefin. Really cool picture of Trunks here on the side. And I guess some phrases that Trunks said. Excuse me. A little bio up here about Trunks. If you don't know who Trunks is, again, probably shouldn't even care too much about this video. He's the son of Vegeta and Bulma. Another thing, he's belligerent like Gohan was. Not exactly words I would use to describe Trunks and Gohan, but there they are. And of course he comes with his Super Saiyan head and his normal head. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this, and actually let's go ahead and look at some of the other accessories he comes with. Let's go ahead and open up, take the blister out, take the top layer off. Trunks has possibly the biggest accessory count that I've seen with a figure so far. Cell is pretty close, but Trunks comes with an enormous amount of accessories. You see 4 different heads, counting the one that's on him right now for regular Trunks. You have his screaming like Ki Blast face, a happy face, teeth gritting, just kind of angry looking face, and here's just his regular stern face. And then every single one of those heads has a corresponding face, or each one of those faces it corresponds with a Super Saiyan face. So all of the 8 total faces is enormous, and a huge hand count, as you can see. He comes with his kind of, I call him like a battle ready pose with your hands kind of like that. This is, I call these the Big Bang Attack hands, just because that's how Vegeta would do Big Bang Attack. He comes with a thumbs up hand, 3 different sword holding hands, and this is just speculative, but I'll get into why I think they come with 3. He has here some loose, just kind of loose gripped hands, just kind of open a little bit. Regular Ki Blast hands, and then again some more sword holding hands. Now what I think with the sword holding hands, why they come with 3 of them, is because you have 2 hands that and again, this is just speculative, 2 hands that I believe grab his sword here, which is an absolutely great sword. It's big, it's pointy, so watch out kids, don't poke your eye out. But there's 2 hands that can grip the sword pretty easily, and then there's an extra right hand that's a little bit tighter, and I think it's for grabbing just the not the scabbard, but just the other sword accessory, which is just kind of just the handle and a little bit of a blade, and that's what goes inside of his scabbard here, because the regular sword doesn't go all the way in there, so they give you this accessory and the regular sword, and one of them is used. One of the fists grabs this small bit of the sword a little bit better than the actual sword itself. So I think it's for if you want to do a pose like that, it grabs that. So I think that's what the 3rd hand is for. So an absolutely enormous accessory count, and I love that. And I think one of the best features with this figure is the fact that you get the regular Trunks and Super Saiyan head, which is great. None of the other figures have given you that option before. So I think that's just outstanding that you get both, where Gohan and the Goku, that you could only make them Super Saiyan. Gohan could go from regular Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2, but it would have been cool to have regular heads with them as well. They did a very good job. Like with the other figures, enormous amount of detail that goes on. Now, anybody that's familiar with Dragon Ball Z, this is the future Trunks. It comes back in time, and they did an excellent job replicating. I love the way his head looks. perfect representation of Trunks. His sword and the scabbard, just perfect. Capsule Corp logo here on his arm looks great. It just looks just about perfect. His belt, you can see all the articulation, the wrinkles going down into his pants, and his boots, his classic boots. You got to have that. Now, as for the sword itself, it is pretty. You see it just pops off. There's a peg on his back. You obviously don't want to have him without his sword, but what you do is you just take it around and you stick it in the hole in the back, and you fling it around his chest here, and there's another peg here on the strap, and you just step it back in there. And it's not going to go anywhere. The peg on the back is really tight. The one on his actual sheath is a little loose, but it's not going to go anywhere. The figure has normal Figuarts articulation, great ball joint in the head, a little bit of torso articulation here for lean up and down a little bit. His arms, full 360, and at the elbow you can spin the hands. His waist doesn't have any rotation, but his legs do move good. Bends at the knees, double joint here at the knees actually, and some play in the foot and at the toes. So an absolutely well articulated figure. And you can see here the sheath is a little bit loose, but not too bad. You just gotta get him in a pose and then just kind of leave him there. Now there are a couple of problems, and don't get me wrong, I love this figure. He's a great addition to the Figuarts line. There are a couple problems that I have with him, however, and it revolves around here in his legs. You can see this left leg fits good against the torso, but this right leg, I don't know if it's just mine, but the right leg doesn't like to go up in there all the way. So it's kind of an issue. I just don't like the way his whole just kind of groin region looks. I think they could have done just a little bit better job putting that together. And the other problem is his feet. The way his boots are made, a lot of it stems from the articulation in the toes, but he has kind of a hard time standing. They didn't put very much of a heel on him, so it would have helped to have just a regular flat-footed base instead of trying to put so much articulation in the feet. He can stand. You just kind of have to work with it a little bit, get his legs just right. But once you find a good pose that works, he will stay in it. Now, changing his faces, I'm going to show you how to change the faces on both heads. Regular head, you just take the front portion of the bangs off and remove the face, just like any other Figuarts, pretty much just like all the other figures. I like that face, so I'm not going to put that on there. And then with the Super Saiyan, you just lift off the top portion of the bangs again. This one is a little bit more loose than some of the other figures in the line, but it still is fine. Take the face off, take the hair off, and then take the face out and replace it just like that. And I like the blasty face on him just like that. So let's go ahead and put his Super Saiyan head on. I obviously like to keep him in Super Saiyan mode just because I think that's where he looks the best. And let's just go ahead and put on a kind of generic pose here. You're going to take off his fist and put on his Ki Blast hand. This ball joint, or not ball joint, but this joint here to put his hands is a little bit smaller than some of the other figures, so you do want to be careful. But there we go. We have him with his Ki Blast. Actually, let's go ahead and give him his sword. Let's try to find the right sword holding hand here. Here we go. Put his open hand, and we will take his sword. You want to be sure to take the smaller sword piece out, because you obviously can't have two swords. So and there we go. And there we have Trunks now in Super Saiyan, doing a little Ki Blast and with his sword out. And guys, like I said, this is a figure that's well worth picking up. Right now I believe he's about $40. I think you'll probably pay $50 at the tops. Pick him up at Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, anything like that. He's a great collection. I would, though, however, have to say I'm not going to praise him as much as some of the other people, just because of some of the design options, just with the legs and the feet in general, kind of take away points. He would have to be my least favorite in my collection. I love him. I really do, guys. But just not quite as much as I love like Teen Gohan and Cell and Vegeta and all of them. So still, would I recommend him? You bet. For this price, he's still one of the cheaper ones to pick up. I do think he's going to get fairly expensive because he is very popular with a lot of people. Trunks is a very popular character. He's one of my favorite people in the line. So I had to pick him up, but he's just not one that I'm gonna praise as highly as some of the other reviewers out there. But that's about it, guys. This has been Armageddon with another video review. The S.H. Figuarts Super Saiyan Trunks, actually regular Trunks and Super Saiyan Trunks figures from Bandai. Thanks for watching.